Tech 7413, Supply Chain Operations and Management, and our topic of discussion is where supply chain is currently investing or planning to invest for digital and supply chain. In my group, there are total 5 members. My name is Rajdeep Kaur Sandhu. Firstly, I am going to present, and the other members are Roshni, Simran, Rajdeep Kaur, and Sahil. These are the topics that we are going to cover in this presentation. Now I would like to start with my topic, that is supply chain management. What is supply chain management? Supply chain management simply manages the step that a product follow from its origin to final consumption. Due to advancement in technology, supply chain is gone through a number of adoptions and advancements which is beneficial for the business, and the main focus is to make management processes more advanced and progressive. The other things is new and efficient business methodologies are trying to be formulated using analytical planning and implementing standard operating procedures, and the main focus of this is to invest on the things and activities that serve long-term objectives of the company as well as make the company able to survive in this competitive market. Now this image show what is supply chain management. It shows the overall process of supply chain management. As in supply chain management, there are 3 parties, that is supplier, producer, and consumer. These are the main 3 parties. Supplier just supply the material for production, and the producer produce the product, and then it goes to the consumer for final consumption. There is a in supply chain there is a information flow as well as cash flow, like cash flow from customer to producer and from producer to supplier. Now come to the digitization of supply chain. Digitization is affecting supply chain in a real sense, and forces organizations to redesign their supply chain to cope with the present needs of every business. It simply means using digital approaches like robotics, cloud-based techniques, or artificial intelligence based technologies to make their supply chain more efficient and effective. These are some of the characteristics of supply chain. Digital supply chain. The main focus of digital supply chain is on customer, means to understand the customer requirements and to provide the services according to their requirements. The other thing is to make a business able to identify market challenge, and to make new opportunities is also its main characteristics. It also improve the business standards and help in making decision making process more efficient and effective, as most of the things the success of the business depend upon the decisions that are taken. And now I would like to talk about the differences between traditional and digital supply chain. First is transparency. Digital supply chain is more transparent than traditional one, which is because information is available to every part at the time when it is needed. Communication is more better in digital supply chain than in traditional supply chain, as there is no delay to pass the information from one part to another. There is more collaboration in digital supply chain as compared to traditional one. Digital supply chain is more flexible than traditional and is more responsible for the operations that are performed as compared to traditional. These are the 2 pictures that depict the difference between traditional supply chain and the digital supply chain. Now I would like to hand over to the Roshni.
Hello, my name is Roshni Dahal and my student ID is 3030207, and I'll be taking over the topic performance standards. After accountabilities and objective have been determined, the next step is to define performance standards. These are yardsticks designed to help people understand to what extent the objective has been achieved. These standards help people to understand and give information and what to look for to determine the level of performance that has been achieved. Standards can refer to various aspects of a specific objective, including quality, quantity, and time. So giving an example of a receptionist, what is the performance standard of a receptionist? They are supposed to come at a given time when they need to start, they need to give information, valid information, and provide customer service. So that is an example of performance standard. Studies have shown that business companies have the necessity to focus on the performance of standards instead of focusing on the implementation of technological advancements, as this will help on analyzing the capabilities and necessities of the customers, thereby attaining customer satisfaction. Supply chains are creating new opportunities through the usage of brand new technologies, thereby focusing on a clear and huge amount of data sources. Next, we have focusing on a vision. Vision tells us a story approximately an organization's reasons and goals. Vision articulations are regularly equivocal by plan since they are expecting to eliminate the procedure, not to be the strategy. Performance standards will regularly surpass real execution, but in a perfect world, directors will lay out a set of measurements that can offer assistance to predict the future and not be stuck on the past. Studies have shown that the business companies who have managed to focus on investments, recognize their processes, and maintain the straightforward approaches are on the pathway of progress, thereby enhancing the digital transformation standards. Smart structuring. Business companies often face a dilemma related to prioritizing the digital standards, which has a connection with the supply chain. As a result, more focus has been shifted towards recognizing the risk and also implementing innovative ideas related to search of revenue standards. Organizations use innovative ideas so that they can develop more and more solutions to these dilemmas, and they are categorized into three parts. Stabilizing processes, also recognizing decisions necessary. Decision making is a huge part of any organization, and the ability to think of new and creative ideas to improve their process and the quality of their products. Focusing on innovation will help in also marketing and differentiating standards with other competitors, keeping them one up, or they're making them one up with other organizations. Focusing on skills and capabilities. This is one of the most important aspects of performance standards, as when an organization or when a company allocates a person to a task, it is important to see if they have the significant skills related to technology such as cognitive management, machine learning, signals, and they know their strengths and weaknesses, also know robotics with the help of technological advancements, and follow through and complete the task at hand. Recognizing that and capabilities for future growth and development, and focusing on investments relating to recruitment of various skills. So people, less number of people, more skills is more welcomed, and to follow a task rather than having a lot of people with very less skills. So this is an important part of performance standards. Next topics will be covered by Rajdeep. Thank you.
Thank you, Roshni. Hello, guys. I'm Rajdeep Kaur, and my student ID is 30379683. In this slide, I will discuss the technologies that help in the automation of supply chain. These technologies are data science, artificial intelligence, and robotic process automation. In this slide, I will discuss some advantages of data science. Firstly, increasing visibility into supply chain and response time through blockchain. Secondly, adapting to demographic changes and customer expectation by freezing delivery. It also helps manufacturers to decrease their product life cycle, example, to better market insights and smart sourcing to react to trends and demands more quickly. At the last, increasing the product portfolio to serve not only the mass market but the entire demand curve through mass customization. In the next slide, I will discussing some advantages of robotic process automation (RPA). The RPA system for SCM operations provide revenue enhancement, cost reduction, and capital reduction by efficient utilization of resources with reduced timelines due to the automation of various SCM operations. Also, Retailers can get stock delivered faster due to earlier identification of inventory needs that translates into timely purchase order throughout the supply chain. At the same time, RP can eliminate human error and duplication in the supply chain, resulting in less rework, higher quality outputs, and more streamlined processes. Lastly, supply chain stakeholders can adapt to demand and scale up operations more quickly due to the automated processes, and organizations can reduce administrative overhead, resulting in lower staffing costs. Now, in this slide, I will discussing some applications of artificial intelligence. Supply chain leaders use artificial intelligence powered technologies to make efficient design to eliminate waste, real-time monitoring, and error-free production to facilitate lower processes cycle time. These processes are crucial in bringing innovation faster to the market. Now I will discussing some technologies that are driving standards. As a result, improvements can be seen on decision-making processes through the implementation of technologies such as data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, etc. Uh, it has been observed that these technologies help on driving standards related to the creation of efficient solutions and also develop the capabilities related to the efficient decision making. This will also help on maintaining the competence standard related to the creation of information sources. Guys, this slide is showing the technologies in driving standard for developing efficient process and smooth decision. A sequence of technology is mentioned in this diagram. The aim of this diagram is to improve the processes related to the development of robots or intelligent-based automation. Uh, Now I will hand over my work to Simran. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Simran. My student ID is 30379494. Today my topic of discussion is Supply Chain 4.0. The Supply Chain 4.0 is the application of Internet of Things, the use of advanced robotics, and the application of advanced analytics of big data in the supply chain management. That is, we are placing the sensors everywhere, we are creating new networks everywhere, we are automating anything and analyzing everything to significantly improve the performance and customer satisfaction. So the main criteria, main thing is customer satisfaction and overall performance. So supply chain 4.0 is in this we are implementing the digitalized standards. Multinational companies are now focusing on supply chain 4.0 as we have number of digitalized standards available in this. We have the supply chain 4.0 are following the approach of focusing on strategies of product distribution with the main objective to maintain efficiency. So basically we are trying to focus on delivery time. We are trying to focus on the strategy of delivering the product to the customer at less expected time. So this is the main important thing that we follow in this. That's we are saying that it is a rapid approach. So under supply chain 4.0, we have a number of new models available. We have number of new methods, new things are available. We have a number of new technologies that we are using in order to improvise the customer service, important to improvise the delivery time period of products and services. So in order to do all these things, we are trying to maintain a very good approach. We have to improve the management of delivery of product and search the malleability in the organization relating to supply chain management. So all these models, all these new methods basically help in improvising the delivery time of a management of supply chain management of a company. We have the features of supply chain 4.0. There are numerous features. This is very less. We have too many features of supply chain management 4.0. It is a rapid approach. It is based on rapid approach. The rate of flexibility, which is I think is the most important part of each and every supply chain management, that is flexibility, how much it is flexible. It's very important. So supply chain 4.0 is totally a flexible approach. The flexibility is quite high because there is a high level of malleability available in this. The segmentation and grouping of customers. This is another main important factor that is used under supply chain 4.0. The segmentation and grouping of customer is done in order to make the things available to them very easily and in a very good approach. So segmentation and grouping in this is done on the basis of the preferences, what the customer preferences, what they are demanding from the company. Based on all these things, based on their unique services, unique preferences, the customers are divided in this. We have components of available here. There are a number of components of supply chain management. We have logistic visibility, we have procurement, we have smart warehouse where everything is recorded on time and with proper new approaches. We have efficient management and we have prescriptive analysis as well. The outer layer which is shown is all the features of supply chain 4.0. We have number of merits that we derived from supply chain 4.0. There is proper data transparency. We have a predictive shipping. The customer are able to track that shipment as well because they have current system available where customer can easily track where the order is, where their order is, and when it's gonna be delivered. So it is very important part of supply chain 4.0 nowadays. And we have an integrated and ad hoc mobile planning system as well in this. So now the last one is the impact of supply chain 4.0. We basically approach two type of impacts in this. There's a reduce in lost sales because we improve the customer interaction and we are doing better forecasting of sales and products. And there is a decline in cost of supply chain, that is the transportation, warehouse and setup cost because of advanced method of calculating and the dynamic routing and smart automation. That's all. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Sahil, and I'll talk about the recommendations. So first of all, after analyzing number of technologies such as robotic process automation, artificial intelligence, data science, and others, it is suggested that organizations should adapt it, maintain the demand, and also to increase the visibility standard. So for the increasing of the visibility standard, we have to adapt these type of technologies. So another one is it is beneficial to focus on performance standards than to focus on implementing technologies. So in this we can say that focusing on performance standards will be more beneficial than the implementing technologies. Now comes to the next slide, and we have some more recommendations. It is recommended to follow new trends and advancements as this brings awareness of competitive market. And another one is the efficiencies. The management of supply chain can be determined by the adoption of clear planning techniques with physical operations. And we have some more recommendations, and I'll talk about this one: the adaptation of new models for the existing business, which include the supply chain, which will contribute to the services rendered in the proper management of supply chain. And the last one is in the online platforms of performance management, a system of clean sheet model should be used for various services such as warehousing, transportation, and even inventory to automatically formulate the targets. Now comes to the next slide, and we have conclusion for this topic, and I'll talk about this one. For shifting supply chain management towards digitalized supply chain management, companies capacity and macro environment plays a major role in this one. And we can also say that companies capacity and macro environment plays a major role in shifting supply chain management towards digitalized supply chain. And the automation or the digitization of supply chain management would be made possible with the flexibility, efficiency, and effectiveness within the organizations. Now comes to the next slide, and we have some more conclusion points. Success is not accomplished until there is a passion to achieve it. Thus, it is important to influence manpower in right manner. And these are some key points for this. For this one, we are getting our work done. We finished the consolidation project, and our team is growing. Like we, for example, we welcome 3 new team members last quarter. We are leaders, and these are some more important key points for the conclusion in this topic. And we have some references in this presentation for this topic, and these are some references for this topic. You can see them. And also we have some more references in the next slide. I'll show that. That's all our references for this topic. And at the end of the presentation, I just wanted to say thank you to our team members and to our tutor for guiding us for this assessment task. Thank you.